Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McCullough. He is Mr. Stephen Howson. Manchester United have won their first game of 21, 2-1, on the way to. We'll save that for later. Yeah. What's happening, Mr. Stephen Howson? How are you feeling after that?
Good.
Happy New Year?
Happy New Year. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Especially after I was so nervous during the end of that game.
Very nervy. Like, do you know what? I'm not going to say who because it's... Never mind. It just sounds wank, doesn't it? Right. I was chatting to someone then, and I was just like, it felt nervy at the end because it's not built on the confidence that we're mint yet. We're top of the league, which is great to say, but...
Joint.
One, it's joint. Two, we might not be in a couple of weeks.
In a couple of days.
Yeah. So... This isn't like Fergie's United where, oh yeah, we get our noses in front after Christmas. You might as well start booking coaches, brother. Like, we're not at that stage yet where we're all just like, well, I have been fooled before. So I'm trying to keep a lid on things at the moment, but you just have to enjoy the ride at the moment. And we picked up 3 points today off a very tricky Villa team without really many players playing well.
We didn't really, and it was a weird one today. I mentioned to the boys on the watch along that it felt like, you know those typical big games against the big... I know Villa are a big team, but they've just come up. They just survived in promotion from getting relegated.
And sixth.
I know they're doing well, but it felt like a typical game against Liverpool or Arsenal where we get our noses in front and then think, all right, sit back and hold on to this. And they were making it very squeaky for us. Ollie Watkins on another day has a couple goals.
Yeah. I think I was just having a think then as well about Jack Grealish, and I was thinking, do you know what?
You're a bit odd. Happens to me when I think of it.
I just didn't get him. I don't necessarily know how he fits into the same team as Bruno, but I just didn't get him and figure it out because he's such a good footballer and Bruno's such a good footballer, and I think one of them or they could half both take that kind of Pogba role from today, maybe a touch. I think you'd make it work, and I think as we've evolved under Solskjaer from being a predominantly counter-attacking team to a predominantly possession-based team that's looking to turn the screw and squeeze and attack. And I think there's going to be constant evolutions of that and constant developments of that. And as that does develop and evolve, you're going to want to have players that are comfortable on the ball. And you can go to that Silva De Bruyne style of midfield, which I think Grealish and Bruno kind of replicates to a certain extent. And I think it could be very effective for United.
You need a very, very solid holding midfield.
Yeah, you're talking an absolute destroyer, like an Ed 209 from RoboCop, one of them fellas. You couldn't have anyone that was at any halfway line. Not my job.
We couldn't get by on the midfielders we have at the moment. Is the point, isn't it? And I think we saw a glimpse of that today in Fred. That McTominay, neither of them really set the world alight, and that's not a huge criticism, but. When we were trying to defend that game and we were trying to hold possession and it was important that we didn't give the ball away, those two got left wanting at occasions.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that when you play a game like you play today, you're up against, they're not great names, Grealish aside, but they're very effective midfielders, hence why they are where they are in the table at the moment. And you play a diamond the way you do. You give Bruno no defensive responsibilities. You still allow Pogba to contribute to the attack, and I thought he was sensational today, Pogba. And then you've still got two players who can do the defensive shift. And I thought, it's not said enough, but we all looked at the diamond. It might have been forced because of the Cavani issue. It might have been forced because of other availability issues. But Solskjaer got his tactics absolutely bang on today.
He did. I know you were worried towards the end there. I think we all were.
We're not a complete unit, are we? We're not a team that's... Our confidence at the moment wavers game to game because it's not won anything yet. We haven't sustained any sort of success. So you going, this will be right, is what a fucking guess at best. So, yeah, we of course I was nervous, yeah.
Eric Bailly, the players at the end, did you see the end of the game there where everyone seemed to embrace him? And it was weird to see that at the end of a game, beating Villa 2-1. But... It's great to see Bailly back. 4 games in a row, is it now?
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time he even played prior to this run?
Yeah, it was all glimpses towards. You got a game of him, and then he was gone again, wasn't he?
I don't know what the crack is with him. The case with Eric Bailly has not been lack of ability; it's the lack of availability. That's the issue with him. He's never been able to stay fit, and it's the same with Tuanzebe. Tuanzebe would start for United, but he ain't fit. If we got the 2 Aston Villa got, it probably would be a first choice for United. It'd take someone's spot. And just like Eric Bailly, it was never an ability thing. You remember what he was like under Jose Mourinho? At times he was absolutely top, but he ain't fit.
If you can keep him and Tuanzebe fit, we almost don't need another centre-half, do we? Because in them we do have...
I still think you can upgrade. I still think you can upgrade. As much as they're good, good's not really good enough.
But I feel like the names that come into the mix when we think about signing one, Upamecano is one of them. Is Tuanzebe and Bailly that far off? I don't really think so.
No, maybe you got to cast your net a little bit further and maybe think about it a little bit better and think about the specific qualities that you want. I don't have a short list in my head of this definitely improves us and this definitely does that and that definitely does this. I think there's a lot of players that you could get in different positions. Centre-half, I don't think it's like a golden age of centre-halves, if I'm being honest. I think there's a bit of a lack of obvious centre-halves. I think the reason why people are piping Van Dijk off so much is that you haven't really got a lot of competition at centre-half.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the Rio Vidic era, you had Cannavaros, Ramoses, and all these different... Even in the Premier League, you had Terry, Carvalho, loads of different ones. And then
in the last 5 years, what's his competition really been? Ramos and Cool.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, so much so that some people even brought Harry Maguire's name into the mix, and you'd argue it's not fair at all. Like,
not really, no.
We did win today, and we have started the year with a win. A big win, takes us joint top, as we said. Level on games with Liverpool, although they will play an extra game than us against Southampton this weekend.
You can stop saying that in about 10 days, though, can't we, when we do play Burnley?
We can, and that's just before the Liverpool game, which brings me on to that. I know you're not getting giddy, and I know you can't really say it's a title race yet because it's far too early in the season. But last year, the calendar year, we saw United had the ability to go on big, long runs.
Yep.
We saw United, over the course of a long period of time, had the ability to match up to as what Liverpool were doing, in a sense. Now, I know that includes the back end of the season once Liverpool had already won the league, but we're a good side, and we are moving in the right direction. So how do you feel with us being joint top? Like, what do we have to do to almost say, you know what, we are in a title race?
Beat them.
Yeah?
Simple. United's record against the top six.
Now, by the way.
No, I wouldn't at the moment. Right, okay. What am I trying to do? Am I trying to get top 4? Draw. I'll take it right now. I'll shake your hand.
But I think you can draw and still win the league.
No, I don't think you can. I mean, mathematically you can.
But you mean momentum-wise?
Mental-wise, I think if this is a title race, you have to go to Anfield and beat them. United's record against the top 6 so far this season is pretty shit. It's nothing like last season where it was very, very, very
If it was good, we'd be pissing it.
Yeah. It's been shit this year.
Yeah.
We've really struggled with it. So if United are serious about a title charge, you go and you beat them on their own turf. Psychologically, that's a hell of a kick in the bollocks. And then because let's be honest, they've started looking at us. I've seen Liverpool fans in my mentions, fucking stuffy bastards. Why are you watching United
Klopp
Wolves?
and Henderson alluded to us in their interviews.
Yeah. So now you go to Anfield, you beat them. Now they're looking at our results. Not only are they looking at our results, it's in the back of their mind, they just beat us. We've got to go to Old Trafford and overcome them. Because if we don't fuck this up between now and playing Liverpool, beating them puts us clear of them.
And we could go into that game level on points.
Well, if they fuck it up between now and then, we could go in there and
Southampton's a difficult game for anybody.
Of course it is, yeah. So if you say to me, what do we need to do? We need to beat Liverpool. It's as simple as that. Normally I'd say away from home, you take a draw against a top 6 team. But are you talking about being champions? Champions go and win that game.
Fair enough. As you said earlier, no one really stood out today. But Eric Bailly, man of the match?
Pogba.
Pogba and Eric Bailly. Which one of them are you going Pogba?
I'll go with Pogba, yeah, because even though I thought what Bailly did was very much needed, it was very nice to see Pogba. And I think he gets a lot of shit from United fans, and I've given it him over the way he's allowed his agent to speak. But credit where it was due, I thought he was very good today. And he's shown that if you get a fit and in form Paul Pogba, alongside a fit and in form Bruno, United are going to be a handful for people.
And I'd argue our best players aren't even in form yet. When you look at Bruno, Rashford, Martial, they're not
Rashford are
playing at their best. He looks like he's carrying something, doesn't he? You can rest him, not for City, obviously, but for Watford.
Well, we was talking about, he needed a rest last week, and we was like, can't really rest him against Villa.
The Everton game was really the one if you were going to do it.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, Watford, do you toss the FA Cup off? Not really, because people keep throwing the no trophies at you. You kind of maybe need to pick up a trophy. Unfortunately, every game between now and the Euros is a must-win for United and Solskjaer.
It most definitely is. Your man of the match is Pogba. We need to beat Liverpool, he's saying. Get your thoughts in the comments below as well. Make sure you go check out Stephen Howson's channel. And, of course, check out Howson's Brew was earlier as well. And I'm hoping you didn't speak much about the game so that it can still...
Oh, do you know what? One of the best episodes me and Jay have had if you want to go and check that out.
So go check out Howson's Brew. It's on the audio platforms as well if you want. See you in a bit.